some people who go through life begging to be killed. Everything they say and everything they do cries out, kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
Good afternoon, America and the rest of the world. Xander J. Hobson here, stand-up comedian and entertainer, director and producer of boxing documentaries, and internet troll to those who need internet trolling. This here is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. Folks, I'm trying to grow the platform, so please subscribe, like this video, share it, and by all means, leave a comment in the comment section, because I enjoy checking out the feedback from these videos that I make, as well as exchanging opinions and points of views with you all. Now, if you are a detractor and it is your nature to detract, hey, listen, I encourage you strongly to do you. But just know, if you get carried away while detracting, I'm going to get you. I'm the troll's troll, and trolling me will not be tolerated. So anyway, it has come to my attention that our YouTube brother, Ken Murphy, aka the Village Arsonist, has rocked someone's cradle. If you don't know what I mean when I say rock someone's cradle, killed the motherfucker. Apparently Ken Murphy having a conflict with this individual, and it escalated to the point where Ken Murphy had to kill the man. I'm not surprised that the Village Arsonist rocked someone's cradle, because if you've been paying attention to the Village Arsonist, like I've been paying attention to him, you'll know that he's a man with all the signs and symptoms of one who has been straining at the leash to bust his gun. And he finally got the opportunity to bust his gun and take somebody out of here. Now, from what I gather, the Village Arsonist had a justifiable homicide, because the individual that he had to kill was acting in an aggressive manner, and the mere fact that the district attorney didn't press charges on him, that's a good thing for the Village Arsonist. Now, I was wondering what happened with the Village Arsonist, because I noticed that a lot of his videos had been taken down, and prior to me discovering that he had to rock someone's cradle, I thought that his channel had got struck down. But apparently the Village Arsonist made all of his videos private, because he didn't want the district attorney to see some of his content and decide that he was a really fucked up person and charge him with the crime after dropping it. Now, I don't know how all of that works with the DA. I think once they decide not to pursue the matter, that's it. But again, I'm not a lawyer. The lead attorney will have to speak on that. But I will say this to the Village Arsonist. Ken Murphy, just because you made all your shit private, don't think that that DA can't get at it and check you out. But I said all that to say this, right? This isn't about me trying to troll Ken Murphy. This is me using Ken Murphy as a teachable moment. I'm willing to bet that the individual that Ken Murphy or the Village Arsonist killed was a black man. More than likely, if Ken Murphy would have killed a white man, he would probably be under the jail, self-defense or not. The disrespect that African Americans have toward one another is evident, and you see it every day on YouTube. You see it on the reality TV shows. Hell, you've seen it most recently when Will Smith walked up on stage and spanked Chris Rock.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Black people are out of pocket when it comes to the self-hatred. Often enough, when you have people, they go out and buy a gun. 9 times out of 10, the first person that comes to mind when they think about using that gun, it is against a black person. whether you are a black man or woman or a member of another race. Often enough, when people buy guns, they buy guns to shoot black people. You can look at how some of the brothers and sisters treat one another on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is actually the wild, wild west. You have a bunch of people just interacting with each other in an unofficial capacity, and often enough, some of the things that people say out of their mouth, it is so abominable. If they was in the presence of the individual that they were actually talking to, you know that violence would break out and someone could possibly get hurt really bad or even killed. But more than likely, being in the presence of the person that they were actually talking to, they might not even act like that, because most people understand when two men in particular are engaged in a heated exchange, death is always imminent. It's one thing to talk slick and greasy to a person who can't get their hands around your neck at the very moment that you get out of pocket, versus talk slick and greasy to a person over the telephone or by way of live stream. If a lot of these individuals was in the same room talking to each other, their attitude toward one another would be a whole hell of a lot different. Because if you're not ready to lock horns at the very moment that you say that one thing that could set that individual off that you're talking to, often enough, you're not going to say it. We, as African Americans, we have so much hatred and contempt toward one another, and it is sad. When I'm in these YouTube spaces, I try to conduct myself like a gentleman, because I know if I was standing face to face with Tommy Sotomayor, with Kevin Samuels, with our man, the village arsonist, man, I wouldn't pop fly or be disrespectful to these dudes. Number one, I wouldn't want to get punched in my mouth. Number two, I wouldn't want to get hurt. And I'm a guy, I'm very capable of taking care of myself, always have been. But as a man dealing with other men, I understand that there have to be a level of respect. I don't want to get hurt, and I don't want to hurt anybody. As I draw to a conclusion on this video, I made a conscious decision years ago that I was going to do everything in my power to be a brother to my brothers and sisters. And I made a conscious decision is that I'm going to try everything in my power not to be violent with my brothers and sisters, not to be put in a situation where I may have to defend my life and hurt one of my brothers and sisters. I had an epiphany when I saw the movie Tales from the Hood, when the young guys broke into the funeral home and they came face to face with the devil and they didn't even know it. But it was one scene in that movie that stood out with me, it resonated with me. The young gangbanger had came face to face with the Aryan Nation guy, and the Aryan Nation guy was talking about how they was going to take over America and subjugate the Jews and the niggas and kill people and all of that. And the black guy started beating his chest like a gorilla. And that white boy looked at him and said, yeah, I hear all that tough stuff you talking, but how many white people have you killed? And when what that white boy said resonated with that nigga, he couldn't say a damn thing. And that white boy looked at him and said, yeah, I thought so. That one scene in that movie changed my life forever from that point forward. And it was at that point that I made a conscious decision to be a different kind of black man. Now, as I sum this up, right, I'm going to say this. I found myself in a situation similar to Ken Murphy back in November. I was actually minding my business in front of one of my properties when some nigga came up. And that nigga, when he came up, he resonated, kill me, kill me, kill me.
Glammy, who's this? Who the fuck is that, man? Hey, Jamal, get the fuck away from me, man. Serious. Keep it moving, man. Keep it moving, man. Serious. Don't walk up on me. Move, man.
I can walk up on you.
Jamal, stop playing with me,
man.
Stop playing with me, man, before I break one of your fucking knees.
And I was capable of killing him. The same way Ken Murphy shot that person dead, I was capable of doing the same thing. When I was going through this exchange with this brother, I had my hand wrapped around my pistol. And had I not been as disciplined and as committed to not hurt my brother, man, I would have killed that boy. And I would probably be in the same boat that Ken Murphy's in, having a body, having the blood of my black brother on my hand. But instead, I handled it a different way.
Jamal, keep it moving, man. Serious. Keep it moving, Jamal. Move, man. Keep it moving. Go ahead. Keep it moving.
Hey, Chuck. Hey,
fuck away from me, man.
Chuck, why you do that?
Because I told you to leave me the fuck alone, man.
That's because I have no desire to hurt my black brothers. So, with that said, folks, our brother, the village arsonist, had to kill a man because our brothers, we don't respect one another. And that's something that we need to work on as black men, as black people. We need to stop hurting each other because there's no way we can expect anybody else to take us seriously when we don't even take ourselves serious. Hey, I'm done with it. Bam!
A little boy climbed an apple tree. He stole an apple, then two, then three. And when he started to climb back down, he slipped and he landed on the ground. Up jumped the devil. Up jumped the devil. And every time he turned around, up jumped the devil and the white